We now got the numbers for Tesla in China, how many cars have they delivered, and so in this video I'm going to walk through them and answer the question whether or not I think that Tesla has a demand issue in China, and also give you some, context around it, because it also helps to interpret, for instance, also NIO numbers. By the way, if you're one of our patrons, please check out the video 4 assets which now make a lot of sense that I've posted over the weekend, talking through Bitcoin, NIO Life, as well as Xunlei and SEP Health, and why I think they make a lot of sense to invest in, given the recent shift that we have seen by the Chinese government and also the regulations and so on. And so make sure to check that out. Now into the number for Tesla China. The critical number here is highlighted in red: 8,621 cars delivered locally, domestically in China. 6,601 of them Model 3s and only 2,397 are Model Y. And so you may have seen this number in the media because, of course, you can create nice large headlines around Tesla only delivered 8,000 cars. Well, we know that NIO, Li Auto and XPeng have delivered similar amounts, right? And so the question here is quite related, whether or not Tesla has a demand issue and how to interpret these numbers. Well, the interesting number to look at here, which I've highlighted in green, is 24,347 cars have been exported in the same month. So in total, Giga Shanghai has put out 32,968 cars, 8,600 of them being delivered in China and 24,300 delivered overseas or exported at least. So 74% of the cars of Giga Shanghai produced in July have actually been loaded onto ships, and possibly most of them are actually going to Europe. And we've seen such things happening with Tesla in the past. Most of them have been actually produced back then in the US and been sent overseas. And that is also one of the reasons why Tesla numbers in the first month of the quarter are usually quite low, because lots of the cars are actually somewhere floating around on a ship and being sent to different destinations. But the bigger picture here to see is that Tesla Giga Shanghai in January produced 15,500 cars roughly. In April, which was the first month of Q2, 25,845, and in July, which is now the first month of Q3, around 33,000. So you see how well this plant is actually scaling right now. And there are now rumors out there that Tesla Giga Shanghai would actually reach around 400 to 500,000 production capacity during this year. And if you remember how recent this plant was just being built, that is quite an achievement there, right? But of course, coming back to the red highlighted number here, that really is a low number. And even if you compare it with the first month of each quarter, you will see that the domestically sold cars by Tesla have been declining from 15,000 to 11,600 to now only 8,600. Although, of course, we will see that in the second month and the third month of each of the quarters, and also going to be like this, I think, in the Q3, that they're usually growing quite a bit, right? So usually in the last month of the quarter, you will see a really large number of the cars actually being delivered locally. And the reason for that is quite simple, because, well, on the last month of the quarter, you can only deliver close by to the destination of the delivery. And so it doesn't make sense to place most of the cars during that time actually on the ships and send them overseas. So we can say that Tesla is right now focusing on exporting those cars produced in Giga Shanghai mostly. But of course, when asking critically, there is an open question whether or not this number delivered locally is a little bit too low there. Now it's really in comparison to NIO and Li Auto and XPeng. But my personal take actually is that in the next 2 months during this quarter, we will see this number far exceeding again the Chinese players there, because I think this is when Tesla will focus back on the domestic deliveries. Plus, we still need to expect the Model Y standard range to be delivered in China, which I have mentioned before is attractively priced and which I think will sell like hotcakes or like freshly made jiaozi in China. So I'm actually quite optimistic about that, but definitely also something to have a very close look at. And so Well, my take here in summary is that those numbers here, even though they may be cooked hot in the media, but still, of course, we need to be cautious and look at what will happen towards the end of the quarter push for Tesla domestically in China, and in particular how well the Model Y will be keeping and ramping in China here that I've just mentioned before. So how do you think about these numbers by Tesla in China? Are you worried about the demand side there, or do you think this is all just in line and part of how Tesla is scaling? I'm looking forward to reading your comments, and then please smash a like and see you in the next one.